power in the world.
What would you say to those who are postulating that within the next 5 to 8 years that China is going to overtake the US as a world power?
I would say that it's not an impossibility that China becomes at power. You want to remember that there was a time when it used to be the Soviet Union and the United States, and there was a balance of terror, ability to annihilate the world was what happened then. China today has the largest standing army in the world. 1/6 of the population of the world lives in China. 1.35 billion of a world population of about 7 billion lives in China. China is a nuclear power. China is in the United Nations Security Council. China obviously has been a sleeping giant, just as Nigeria has been a sleeping giant in Africa. But China has woken up and China has been moving. What we are now watching is a situation where, if we are not careful, we will have parity between the US and China. I do not foresee a situation where China will overtake the United States of America.
May I ask Dr. Nwanyao then, if what our foreign policy is built or centered around or focused on is what will be of benefit to us without a clear definition beyond the fact that whatever is of interest to us and will benefit us is what we focus on, apart from China, where should Nigeria be looking as part of advancing that foreign policy?
Sincerely, I think China is it, you know, and to also amplify a bit of what you said now in Nigerian foreign policy being focusing on Nigeria. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, the foreign policy of every nation has to first of all focus on that nation, regardless of what you do here and there. The ultimate goal is what comes to you. You know, what the mistake Nigeria made before now is Nigeria was in South Africa during the era to dismantle apartheid, and, you know, here and there you have problems. But at that point in time, Nigeria did not clearly, you know, define interest in all of these activities. Because America will not go into any particular country to do anything, except they, first of all, understand what comes to them at the end of the day. That is what drives foreign policy of any nation. Okay? So today, whether anybody likes it or not, America does not have anything to offer anybody again. You can see recently, Obama was in Africa. The American president was visited a couple of countries in Africa. And, you know, I looked at all that he was doing. For me, he was just carrying a crusade, you know, to promote same-sex marriage, because he has nothing to offer Africa. You know, so today China is better. I mean, more different, because China is telling you they have money and they're using their money to invest in any country that is viable, that they are sure of reaping fruits in future.
Doctor, would you not say that we should be rather discerning about what we take from China? Wouldn't you say that?
No, it depends on what you are looking at. Where I would be worried is if the experts that work with the president do not clearly look at the various MOU, you know, bilateral agreements that are signed. You know, but from what I can gather, China they have a lot of money. For even America, you're talking about, took loan from China, you know, to help their economy. So China has a lot of money, and they don't want to keep this money, because money is nothing if you just keep it somewhere. So they want to invest it. And then what are we looking at? President Goodluck Jonathan today cannot adequately address the major needs of this country in the area of power, in the area of aviation, in the area of railway, what have you, except you have this money. And our, you know, annual budget is not reasonable enough to carry this thing. So all that we can do is to depend on foreign investment. So if China is coming here to help us develop our race, to help us develop our aviation, to help us, improve on our power. So, and we now pay through the charges that the consumers pay at the end of the day, and they make their profit, their little profit, whatever it is from there. It's the way the entire world is going.
Okay, we have to wrap
be
up.
careful so we do not become dumping grounds?
I want to agree with you, Alero, on that. I want to agree.
Can we use that as your final word, so that, because we have to wrap up now?
Okay, I want to agree with Alero on that. The fact that while we open our hands to foreign direct investment, we must realize that no nation is going to come and help us develop our own nation, for our own good alone. They will also want to do it for their own good as well. And China has been leveraging on its power in the world international arena. As a matter of fact, most people do not know that China has created an international convertible currency of its own, apart from the yuan, with which it trades with the United States and other nations. And it also ensures that whenever it invests in any country, even down to bricklayers, are imported from China to come and work. And we find that today we are having so many of them flooding the Nigerian environment and depriving our people of work. So, as you said, I believe that, and as Dr. Onwaya said, that those who are sitting with the president and working with him on the MOUs and the agreements should ensure that such safeguards are put in place to ensure that we do not lose our sovereignty insidiously.
Okay.
Are we being recolonized by China?
Lagos State says that Lagos State is introducing a policy of learning Chinese language in secondary schools, isn't it?
I see. Okay, so we're going to be learning Mandarin. Okay.
Or Cantonese.
Okay, thank you very much. We've been chatting with Mr. Femi Segun, a former diplomat, as well as Dr. Iwayanwu, who's the founder, Leadership Watch. Thank you very much, gentlemen,
Thank you
for coming to look at this issue of our foreign policy with us.